Hi guys, welcome back again to the Cork Artist Painting with Steve. I'm Stephen Conway and I'm going to be teaching you some basic techniques on painting with oils and just showing you the basics just to get you started. Now every week I try to do something different. I've been quite busy the last couple of weeks, so I managed to squeeze one in just here and there, but I'm going to be doing a nice one this week now, a nice colourful landscape, and it's a forest scene of two people walking down a pathway through a forest, and it's going to be lovely and colourful, lots of autumn colours, some nice shadows, and it's just really to show you how you can incorporate lots of different colours into one painting and lots of complementing colours as well. So that's where we're at, guys. I have some stuff set up here. I'll swing the camera around and show you what we're doing. So this is it. I have my canvas wide format set up on a board with my palette overhead so you can see me mixing. I can zoom in and out of this as I please. I might give you some close-up shots like this as we go, and you can already see I just sketched a little pathway. Notice that I created the perspective by making it wider here, and it's getting narrower and narrower as it goes off into the distance. That's the perspective, okay? Now it's 20 inches by 8, and overhead I have my palette of colours. Now I have a few colours, but we can mix most of what we need out of this. So I'm just going to run you through what I have, okay? Now I have some lamp black just in case I need a really dark colour. I might only use it once or twice. I have magenta, a lovely rich pink colour. I have phaylo blue, which is a rich dark blue. I have cadmium red. I have burnt sienna, burnt umber, cadmium yellow pale. I have naples yellow, and I have titanium white. And that's what we will be using today, guys. Okay. I hope you can see this okay. I hope it's nice and bright, not too dark. I have the door open a bit here, leaving a bit of light, and I have some spotlights as well on the painting. You should see what we're going to be painting now on screen, and you can see it's lovely pink up on the top with siennas. We have some lovely shadows, we have some nice rich reds and browns, so there's a lot of different colours going on in this painting, so it's going to be one to enjoy. And I will be doing it from start to finish in one session, because of course I'm going to be using big brushes, and all my brushes here, just lots of different mixes. Okay, I have my turpentine with a drop of linseed oil in it. You can use linseed oil on its own if you like as well. That's perfectly acceptable, but I always use a little drop of turps because the canvases can be a little on the dry side sometimes. I have my fan brush, some tissue, a little palette knife should I need it, and I have the all important cup of tea. Okay, I'm drinking tea this time, guys, because if I drink coffee I fear I might shoot on through the painting being full of caffeine and all. So we've got a nice relaxing painting this week, guys. I hope you enjoy it. So I will get cracking. I will mount the camera on the stand I have overhead here, and we will crack on and see what we can do with this. And let's have a bit of fun. Nice colourful one this week, guys. Try and follow me along if you can, okay? Any comments? Don't forget to leave a comment, good or bad, okay? So let's crack on and see what we can do. Enjoy. Alright guys, let's give it a go. Right. I notice now just in the centre of the painting here there's kind of a light blue, alright? So let's start with this and work our way out. Now, I'm going to show you how to go from blue to kind of a warm red, and we'll blend those colours in together. So let's start off with a little bit of white, right? A bit of white, and I'll take a touch of phaylo. Now it's a very, very strong colour, phaylo blue, so be very careful. Only a tiny, tiny little bit of it is all you need. Now, make this nice and flowy, and let's have a look. Right, that's not bad. And just along the centre here, I want to put some of this light blue just in here. And this will give us a lot of light. This will be the light source of our painting now, alright? and this will also give us a little bit of depth in the painting. Now I'm adding a little bit more just as I go along here, just on this side, and I'm blending it very, very gently. Okay, now what I want to do is graduate from this to a kind of almost a pink. So let's take a touch of red. Let's take a touch of cadmium red in this. Add more white. Now if it's a bit dry, just add a little bit of turpentine into it. Okay, and I want to put some of this pink just along the top here, and let's try and blend this in very, very gently. And I'm going to come down this side with it. There you go. Now I'm going to leave my brush marks on this one. I'm not going to blend this with the blender brush because the brush marks are nice. It adds a little bit of texture to the painting. So you can see already now I've blended this in, and I'm going to go around the right hand side of the painting now as well with this. There we go. Doing the same on this side, and just kind of suggest some marks with your brush just here and there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a touch of burnt sienna to the red. So I'm going to start getting warmer now with this. Okay, and a touch more red because it's quite pinky along here. There we go, and let's bring this down. And let's go right across to the edge here. And I'm kind of working quite dry here now, guys. Right, I'm going to add a touch of magenta into this. So I have a dry brush and I'm just working all these colours into this. Now I'm not going to blend too much there. Let me see, we'll move over to the other side and we will do the same on that side. Let's add a little bit of burnt sienna in over here, and let's take some more magenta. Now magenta with burnt umber make a lovely autumn colour. Okay, you can see it there. It really does. So experiment with your colours. There we are. Across the top like this. So this is going to be a nice autumny scene. Lots of different colour going on. And I really love painting these types of scenes because they're so easy to paint, yet the results can be very, very pleasant indeed. Now, I see on the painting there's a very dark area just here. There's a very, very dark tree. So I'm just going to get that in now, okay? And I'm going to take some magenta with some burnt umber, okay, and let's take a touch of black. And I'm just going to suggest a very, very, very dark tree kind of off in the distance here. In fact, let's take a bit of cadmium red with this. There we go. It's just a suggestion, that's all. And let's take a touch of phaylo. So you can see now I'm kind of playing around with my colours as I go along, adding a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but I'm not putting in opposing colours, so I'm allowing the colours to help each other as I put them in. I'm not putting in very different contrasting colours. Alright, there we go. Now what I want to do was, there's a nice kind of a dark bluish area here. Just suggest some trees here off in the distance. Now it doesn't matter what kind of trees they're going to be, but they're very, very dark trees, and they're almost a dark blue. So I'm just going to suggest some of those off in the distance just here, okay? And we can even put a couple along here as well. And I'm doing all this now with my flat brush, guys. I'm just turning it on side, using the edge of my brush, just to suggest to the person looking at the painting that there is trees off in the distance. There we go. So these colours are complementing the pinks as well, you see. Now I'm going to start warming these colours slightly. I'm going to put in some burnt sienna with a touch of cadmium red. And let's just start warming these colours as we go into this pink. And I've done all this now, guys, with the one brush. Okay? In fact, I might just suggest some movement up here with these ones. There we go. A little bit of movement off in the distance with these. And that's it. Fascinating what you can do with one brush, isn't it? Now, right, I'm going to just start suggesting some leaves and things and little trees creeping into it just here in this corner. And let's pick up some burnt sienna. And I'm not mixing anything now, guys, I'm just picking colours up and I'm mixing them on the canvas. There we go. Now, we're going to have some other colours coming through on these as well later, okay? So don't be too worried about getting this perfect the first time. Let's just get some nice light colours in. Let's take some Naples yellow with some white. And let's try a little bit of that just down around here. You see? And I'm just adding a little bit of texture as I go, that's all. Texture, texture, texture. And let's put a little bit on this one here. So that's showing the light is hitting it as it's coming through the forest. And let's take some, you see now, let's take a little bit of cadmium red with some white. A touch of Naples yellow. And let's just put a hint of a bush just here. So already that has pushed the dark one back, if you understand what I mean. Now let's take some burnt umber with some burnt sienna and let's just pull some trees and things down on this side here. And look, we can take some magenta with some burnt umber. That'll give you a nice rich brown, nice pinky brown. There we go. And this is more of a study now than anything else. I'm just trying to show you how you can put lots of different colours in a painting without them kind of fighting each other, as it were. And this is a great one just for practicing with your colours. And this is how I learned, really, just by trying different colours and see how they look. And if something doesn't look right, then I know the next time not to use that colour. Does that make sense? So there we go. Now, I just want to add a touch of light to these. So I'm just complementing these now with some light pink. You see? A little bit of light pink on them, that's all. And that's just suggesting some trees off there in the distance of the woods. And that is not too bad for now. Right, what I'm going to take now, guys, is a little pointy brush, and I'm just going to go into some of that blue with some of this colour here, and I'm just going to suggest a couple of little flicks here and there. Okay, there we go. And this is just adding more interest to the painting, that's all it's doing. Alright. Now, there we go. Not too bad. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take some of this lighter colour on my palette. Whatever's there, it doesn't have to be any particular colour, say that light pink. And I'm going to suggest one or two little tree trunks just off here in the distance. And those trees. Alright. And I might suggest one or two in around here. So let's just stick one or two in just here and there. Just like that. Now, There we go. Now, I'm not copying this exactly. I'm not copying the photo exactly, okay? I want this to be different. Slightly different. Right, let me see. Now, let's just take stock now where we are. And I'm going to take a smaller brush. I'm going to move to the smaller brush, guys. And I'm going to dip it in my turps and dry it. And I'm going to dip into some of this white with some Naples yellow. And just along the back here. I'm just going to sit all this area down in the forest. Okay? Give it a base. No, just like that. And this will be quite a fast painting as well. Now, some cadmium yellow and some burnt sienna. We can put some of that in around here. And I'm basically just dabbing it along with this brush, because the brush itself will create the texture. See? And I'll do the same on this side here. Let's take some burnt sienna. So it's very, very simple to do, guys. Just a few brushes. Now, what I want to do now is create a very kind of a dark undertone here. So I'm going to take some magenta with some cadmium red and some burnt umber. Now let's make this a little wet. So a touch of turps, and I want to give this a nice dark undertone so we can have a nice dark on which to build on our lights, okay? Take some more burnt umber. Keep this nice and warm. And just go along where the pat is. So you'll see now in a sec, guys, why I'm doing this. Nice and dark. And as it comes down further, we get into the real dark stuff. So some black with a touch of blue. And let's take some of that blue with some red. And let's just warm it up slightly, because it was just a little dark. So there we are. Just as it comes around the corner here, it just gets a little dark here, just by this corner. Alright. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So let's keep it nice and warm. Now let's go with some cadmium red. That's a nice colour. It's kind of a plum colour. Let's go back into cadmium red and some burnt sienna. And this burnt sienna is fantastic. There we go. Now, so there we go. Let's just continue on with this. Let's get some burnt umber in here. No, and that's not too bad now, lads. Not too bad at all. Let's keep it nice and dark again on this side. And that will do just fine. Yeah, that will do just fine. No. So, you say, what's the next job? Well, I think I'm going to stick some trees. I'm going to stick one big tree in just here, okay? And I can see the tree is very, very, very dark. So I'm going to take my little medium round brush, and I'm going to wet the brush, and I'm going to go into some burnt umber. Let's make it nice and wet now. Some burnt umber with some cadmium red and some phaylo blue. Make a nice dark colour, but I want to keep it warm at the same time. And looking at the photo now, I can see there's one off in the distance here, and I'm not going to copy it exactly, but let's just try to get a fair representation of it. And a little branch comes out like this and goes around. Now I'm going to switch to my smaller brush and go back into that same colour. Okay, nice and wet. Now let's build on this and get some nice form here on this tree. Okay. And you can be really loose with this now as well. You don't have to be concentrating too much and trying to get it absolutely perfect. Just allow the tree to take on its own form. You see? And you start enjoying it a lot more than when you do that. Because if you're going to be very close to the canvas and you're trying to get exactly every branch exactly right, it's just going to become too forced and you just won't enjoy what you're doing basically. So try to allow the tree to take its own shape. See? There we go. Now, I'll put one or two small ones in just along here. Okay, and I'm going to let that dry just a little, and I'm going to come back over to the other side, and I'm going to do one. Let me see now. Before I do that, I'm going to take my old flat brush. Okay, it's a very, very worn one, but it has a lovely little chiseled edge on it because it's so worn. It has a nice little flat edge. Okay, and I'm going to put some highlight just along the top of this hair before I put the tree in. Alright, I hope you can follow. So I'm going to take a little burnt sienna, cadmium yellow and some white, and just here and there it's just tap tap tap. Now this is similar to using the fan brush as well, and in fact you can use a fan brush if you like, but I'm just going to use this for now. There we go, and then let's warm it up a little bit more. Get some burnt sienna going in there. And I'm going to brighten it just here because I want to show the light catching. There we go. And I'm going to brighten it a bit more. Now, there we go. That'll do, guys. That'll do. Just fine. And there's another tree just here. I'm just going to put it in. A nice thick tree. So let's go nice and dark with this. Some black and a little red. Touch of phaylo blue. And a nice thick tree. And just remember, you can be nice and free with this. And let's move to a smaller brush. There we go. Some phaylo blue and some red together. And let's bring some nice branches off of this. And look, you can mess around with this now. You don't have to be exact to the painting that we're copying. You know, you could add an extra one or two trees in around the place if you want to, by all means. Just as long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. I'm going to get a bit of black just for here. I want this really dark on this side, so I'm going to put some black just down here, and let's take a bit of brown as well. Go. So I really want this dark, and this is really in shadow now down on this side. And put a little bit down here. So because the light is coming from the center, you're going to have the shadow on the left side and the shadow on the right side. Okay. Now we do have some lovely highlight to put on the tree in a minute. But before we do that, I'm just going to take my little flat brush here, and I'm going to go into some cadmium red and some phaylo blue. Nice dark colour, and let's pull some shadows across from this now. Very gently, tap, 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 okay? And there we go. That's all you need to do. That just suggests the shadow going off into the wood. There we go. Back like that. And let's see now. Right, we're going to take our palette knife now and create some nice light on these trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this palette knife here and I'm going to take some phaylo blue. Now I know it's a strange colour to be using, but you'll see what I'm going to do. Some phaylo blue, some white and a touch of red. Okay, and leave those colours. I don't want them to mix too much, okay? A nice sort of a marbly effect is what I'm looking for. And let's go down on the left hand side of this tree, stick some lights in there. Okay, and then let's go down the right hand side of this tree, stick some lights in there. And just here and there, let's just dab a little light. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is take my fan brush and I'm going to curl those in to the dark. Okay, now we'll come back over these again soon, don't worry. I'm just trying to give you a quick little demo. On getting that curvature of the tree. Now look, I'm going to take my small brush and I'm going to go into some of this white here and I'm going to actually put some in with the brush as well. Little touch on that branch, and let's do this one here. So I'm kind of adding different colours onto this now as I go. And don't worry, because some of this will be covered afterwards with some foliage and all that type of thing. So don't be worried if it's not too perfect. Now, so there we go guys. Trees just like that. Very, very quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my small brush with some burnt sienna and some cadmium red and just suggest a couple of little leaves falling through here and there on those trees. And look, let's take some magenta. There we go. And don't go crazy with this now because you could overpower the painting very, very quickly. So just a few here and there. Now, that'll do guys. Look, I'm going to zoom in now on the painting for a while, let you see what I'm doing close up, okay? Alright guys, I just added a little light just in here and there, okay? And I softened some of this off in the distance as well. Just a little, just with my fan brush, I just kind of dabbed it along and softened it. So let's put some shadows in now on these trees here. Alright. Now, I'm just thinking now what the best brush to use for this. I'll just use this ordinary little flat one here, alright? Now, I'm going to go into some magenta with some phaylo blue. And I want to keep this more now on the warm side, so more magenta than phaylo blue. And let's just put a hint of a shadow back in there. And same with this one, I will bring this now slightly down further towards us. Alright. Just like that. And just leave it disappear up into the dark side of the tree. There we go. So that's just basic shadow of a tree going through the brush here. And I think I might even switch to my fan brush now and get some lights on the tree here, okay? I'm looking at the photograph here now and I can see there's a little, there's just kind of a mixture of everything, really. A bit of light yellow with a bit of whitey blue flicks through here and there. So I think I will go into some yellow, cadmium yellow with some white. And let's just put a couple of those with the fan brush just here and there. More yellow. Let's take a touch of burnt sienna as well. Let's just warm it up. There we go. And I'm going to take a hint of Naples yellow, and let's just bring some Naples yellow with that white down into this one. So I'm not overdoing this now, guys. I'm just keeping it very, very sort of loose. There we go, just like that. And I'm going to put 1 or 2 little flicks of colour as well, just here and there. And that just kind of adds to the overall effect, really. That's all it is. Okay, I'm keeping this one nice and simple. Now this is just for the beginners, okay? I can go into a lot more detail with this. But I think I'm just going to keep it simple just for now. Now I just want to warm these highlights a little bit more, alright? So I'm just going to take, now let me just get some more cadmium red on my palette here, because I'm running out of cadmium red. There we are. And I'm just going to take a little cadmium red with a touch of cadmium yellow and some white, because I want to make a nice warm highlight. A touch more cadmium red, and let's take some of the white and a nice warm highlight just here. There we go, and just pull it down gently. It's just that little bit warmer, guys, that's all. There we go, a little bit around there. And let's just pull that down. And a little bit just along here. So you can see all these little things are just helping the painting along. A little bit on that. There we go. And I've been careful now not to go into the dark side of the tree with this. Not too much anyhow. I want to keep that shadow. So there we are, guys. Looks good so far. Now I want to crack on and do this pat, this foot pat here. So I'm just going to take my little flat brush, okay? Nothing special, just a typical flat brush. And it's very, very light now at the very start here. So I'm going to just take some of that whitey colour. And let's just put it in with that for now. So I'm just following it around like this. And it sort of disappears now off into the distance. And then I can see it almost turns like a violet. So I'm going to add a touch of violet into this. Now I'm putting the violet or the kind of pinky tone in before I put the blue tone in, because otherwise it's going to turn green on me. And I don't want it to turn green. So I want to keep it sort of pinkish up around here, and then it will get darker and darker as we come around. And then we can put in the blues. Okay. Now let's just, so there we go. I'm going to add more blue now just as I go along, just a little bit. There we are. Gently follow the line of this pat with your brush. So let's go into some blue now this time. So I'm going to take some of the blue with some magenta. Okay, and it's some cadmium red as well. And we get a very strong, kind of a deep purpley shade just down in this corner here, because it's really a dark shade here. And it's almost blending into the grassy verge, as it were. Now a little bit more red as we come across. I'm adding a touch of white. There we go, you see. So then I'm avoiding the colours going yellow, you see, that's what I'm trying to do. Or a kind of a yellowy green. So I'm keeping more red. Keeping more red into the shade. Make it really, really warm. There we go. And and then really dark just in the corner in here. So phaylo blue with a little bit of black, and that would add a real nice contrast in. There we go, you see? That's not bad now, is it? So they're kind of complementing colours. Now it might be a little blue. If you find this a little too blue, just add a touch of red. Put a touch of cadmium red through it. And that will kind of neutralise the blue slightly. Now that's a little better, isn't it? Right, I'm going to take my pointy brush next, and I'm just going to take some brown, nice dark brown, and I just want to highlight the edge of this bank here, just a touch here and there. You see, just a touch, not a whole lot now, just here and there. Remember, your mind will fill in the blanks. There we go. And a little darker just along here. And I'm going to put just a touch up here as well. Now, it just gives it more form. There we go, guys. And I hope you're enjoying this painting. It's a nice colourful painting this week, I think. Nice and colourful, lots of different colour. Lots of colours going on. And now I'm going to put another tree in just here, because we have 3 trees on this side. Okay. And also, I'm just taking a bit of black, and I just want to darken some of these branches here. Okay. Because I noticed on the painting that I have, that I'm copying from, it's very, very dark against this light blue here, and it looks really nice. So I'm just darkening those just a little. There we are. While at the same time adding a little detail as well. Now, okay, another tree just here. Let's take some lamp black, some phaylo blue, and a touch of red. Okay, and we put a tree in just here. Nice big thick tree now, guys. Don't be afraid of it. There we go. I might even make it a bit thicker. Ah, that's better. And then I'm going to take my small brush and get some phaylo blue with some black and some red and make a very, very dark shadow colour for this side of the tree. Okay. There we go, and it's nice and flowy now. I'm almost using just neat paint on its own here now, guys. Okay, because the canvas is so wet that I hardly even need thinners. Let's take more blue. It is quite blue actually on the photograph, isn't it? And the blue is a nice contrast from the pink, you see, and that's what I mean by complementing colours. So the blues and the pinks will always kind of look relatively nice together. So I would always try to keep them near enough on the canvas. There we go. There. Break one off up in there. Now, I'll just let that settle now just for a minute. And what I'm going to do is put another shadow in behind this tree. So let's just pull that across here. Okay. And I think we will deepen some of the shadows on the other trees as well. I think it will help. Come across here like that. And I'll deepen one or two of these shadows. There. In fact, I'll cut across the front of this one like that. And I think we can now put in our people. So there's 2 people in this. And it's quite a romantic one, I suppose. I think red is a good colour to go for here. A splash of red is always a good thing in a painting. And I always try to get a splash of red somewhere on my painting because it catches your eye. So, I'm just going to get some neat cadmium red on my brush. And let's say around here, we can cut right through the land here. So let's put a nice bright spot of red just here. And I'm going to make these nice size now, they're not going to be too small. Okay. There we go. And let's put dark blue trousers on this one, because again, I'm complementing the colours. There we go. Like that. And besides this person, I don't know is it a woman or a man. I suppose she could be a woman. Let's give her blonde hair. There we go. And make the head a little bigger. And next to her, let's have, let's pick white. A nice bright white person walking next to her with a hand around like that, a hand around the shoulder. And then we'll give him black trousers. There we go. And we'll put some dark brown on the head. Just a little dot, that's all. So there are 2 people, guys. Now, we will need a nice shadow on these, really to sit them down and really give the painting some depth as well. So I'm taking some phaylo blue with some cadmium red. And I'm just going to test this now just for a second. Yeah, that's not bad. So let's pull the shadow away from them like this. And same on this one. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my blender brush, very soft blender brush, and pull that very gently into the road. Blend that very, very gently down. There we go. And that's quite nice. And also I see in the photograph there's a little cap on this guy's head. There we go. Nice little cap, nice and romantic. So they're taking a romantic walk through the woods. Isn't that nice? Now, so let's see where we're at now with this. Going quite well. I will, oh yeah, we have this tree to do here, don't we? So let's take our palette knife again and take some of that white with some of that blue, phaylo blue to be exact. And let's just pull some of that down there. And there we go. I'm not being too particular with this now, guys. Now, and then give our fan brush a quick clean. And just get this yellow paint off the fan brush and very gently pull this across. And it gives it a nice effect. Now, what we can do is we take a small brush and pick up some of that highlight colour. And let's just run some of this along the branches, just here and there. Okay, some along the edge, where the light will just catch the underside of the branches. And I'm even going to suggest some roots coming down. Okay, you can do that too. And I'm just doing this now, guys, very kind of quickly, just for you. It's only kind of a quick study, really. There we are. I think I will just add a bit more shadow to this side, just here. There we go. That's better. And that's not too bad now, is it? No. So a nice forest scene. And what you can do then, if you really want to go for it, let's take some burnt sienna, some cadmium red, and let's just put a hint of red up on this tree here. Okay, just here and there, and perhaps a tiny bit of it just here as well. There we go. So that's nice, guys. Now I'm going to sign it and I'm going to stick it in a frame for you to see as well. So I'm going to take some black, nice dark black paint, and I'll sign it just here. No, actually, no. I'll sign it in the dark section. So we'll take some of this nice coloured white paint and let's sign it here. Yeah? S. Conway. Stephen Conway. That's me. And now I'm going to zoom back, guys, and I'm going to put a frame around it for you. Now I have a frame ready already. Let's have a look. It's not quite the right size, but it will do just as a demonstration, just to show you what it looks like. And that is not bad. Just a quick autumn, colourful autumn scene for you guys. Nice and colourful, with nice shadows. It's amazing how the shadows will always bring something to life. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. I will be back very soon. I might get some quick videos, maybe on clouds, and just painting trees on their own, even. And maybe focus on some reflections as well. Just small little sketches, just as we go. Just to give you information on these individual elements, okay? They could be maybe 10 or 15 or 20 minutes long. So that'll be a nice idea, I think. And then maybe focus on creating one big painting. And we could maybe do 3 or 4 videos on that. But we really go into some nice detail on it then, I promise. So guys, thank you very, very much for tuning in. I hope you like it. Give it a go and enjoy the painting. Thank you very much. God bless.